It's called Rang, which means raven.
It's like, who called him that? That sounds ridiculous.
I think he called him that.
It's like, my name was given to me by the first fool I ever met in this land. It has stuck ever since. So it's like, telepathic. Very strange.
He's a magic bird.
Okay. Well, magic is not the word I'd use. More like extra-dimensional.
Which is a type of magic.
I wouldn't go that far.
I can do extra-dimensional magic. It's magic.
Okay.
It counts.
It's like, that doesn't mean they're the same, though. Just because you're extra-dimensional doesn't make it magical.
Well, magic is a very broad
It's
category.
like, alright, I see where this is going. We should probably get moving. And he just turns around and walks the other way.
Sir?
It's like, yes?
Do you know where you're going?
It's like, maybe? So he's got history, so... It's like, oh, maybe I don't know where I'm going. Where are we going?
Going to Deadspan.
Okay. It's like, yes, now was it... And he's like pointing and he's like, is it that way, or is it that way?
I know these lands, and I already did a roll earlier, like yesterday, no.
Yeah, I already know that, so... So, I guess we're all okay with Spicoli being the one guiding us to where we need to go?
Yeah, he's the only one who knows.
Yep. What, Say? I thought Say knew. Say kinda knows, she has a map. Speaking of which, let's check the condition of the map. So, Say, you're gonna have to check, what is that? This is a intelligence save. Were you smart enough to actually make sure that the map wouldn't get wet? That would be no. So the map did get wet. So is it legible? It is somewhat legible, but some of it got smudged.
Smudgy.
Yeah, so
That'll dry up.
it's like, I don't think ink comes back after it's run like that.
Say, come on, let's get going. I head off in the direction of Deadspan.
Okay, so I'll have to grab us all. Okay, so now we've been joined by this random wayward wizard who has a curse where he now has a rain cloud over his head all the time.
I think every one of us knows some form of magic.
Not all of us.
Green.
Okay, so we ended up here in that part of Kempner Forest. So who wants to roll? Since Spicoli, since you're the one who's decided to lead us onward, you get to roll encounter
Okay.
for the next spot.
Oh, lick.
There's
Slow?
actually, this is
Slow,
24
normal,
medium,
fast.
or 24 normal if you're traveling normal pace.
Yeah, normal pace.
So that will actually get you very close to dead. That'll actually get you to Deadspan, maybe. So nothing. All right. So the rest of the adventure goes off without a hitch. You get to Deadspan.
I'm lucky as shit.
Okay, so you get to Deadspan, and what you see is this massive stone bridge.
See, the forest isn't dangerous.
Yeah, the forest was not dangerous, but what's beyond it, this giant bridge across the Swift Lake, may be dangerous. So
Onward.
it is
The place
definitely
where
in a
dead
state of decay. Like the bridge, some of it is not even fully completed, and some of the stones have fallen off. So the bridge does not look like the safest thing to walk on.
How
This
long did it
spans
take
for
to
at
walk?
least this spans for at least a couple miles. So it's like, yeah, this doesn't seem safe.
How, hold on. How long does it take to go 24 miles in this?
The day,
A day?
yeah, because it's normal pace. You travel 24 miles in a day. You just rolled it too. Distance normal 24
So it's
miles. You
night
actually did
now.
that backwards.
What?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 24. Oh yeah, it's a drop down. Never mind. It's
You did that
I forgot
wrong.
we simplified
Oh,
the
no, I did
code.
that
My
wrong.
apologies. I'm still thinking it's the previous code. Anyway, so you can cross the Deadspan within a day. So it doesn't seem like it's its own environment. I mean, this is a stone bridge that's slowly decaying. Now the question is, do you guys remember why you were going to the Deadspan?
Pearl.
Find a Mer village.
Find a
To get
Mer
a
village
pearl.
or some village where there's something on the bridge that says that. So
100 gold pearl.
yeah, so you have to
Yep.
roll encounter again and see, like, you're going to cross the Deadspan and see if those reports are correct.
Normal still.
Yeah. Unless you want to miss. You might want to go at a slow pace. That'll give you advantage.
Oh. Well, I already rolled it.
Okay, so random entity near what? Roll perception. That's damn, I forgot. You have to be. Let me take us back to the page where you're on, and then boom. So you guys can roll perception from your characters, or you can roll from your page, whichever you want to do. So Spicoli sees that there is something at the center of the span. So you've been walking for a good half a day, because when you left it was daytime again, or rather it was nighttime, and then it slowly became daytime. So now it's daytime again, because it's the next morning. So now you must try and figure out, so now you're approaching like the center of this weird bridge thing. Have you had any close calls along the way there? Yes. So there have been some close calls. See, and but you did leave them unscathed. Close calls such as, sometimes the bridge stones would give out and you have to catch yourself before you fall into this fast-moving water below. So the wizard makes a snide remark. It's like, this place seems kind of dangerous. Why are we here again?
Oh, well, you said that you had business here. We're here for a pearl.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's true. I don't quite remember what my purpose was here. Yeah, I think I was just saying things. It happens. So this
Shrug.
this is a... What is our standard map size? 100?
Seemingly.
Yes, 100 is our standard map size. So this area has the bridge. Which takes up most of the map. Yeah, this bridge is not the safest thing in the world, so. Okay, so there's the bridge length. Now I need to put the water. I need to paste our intrepid adventurers onto their respected areas, which I don't think I did correctly. Nope.
We also have to do encounter distance.
And encounter distance, which is, that's Spicoli, because he's the one who's on point. Along with... So, Spicoli, you gotta roll encounter distance.
Distance?
Yeah, distance.
Where's that?
It's in the... It's one of your macros. Encounter distance.
Distance. I don't have... Okay, I don't have it on bar yet.
Yep. Because it's a new one.
Environment, open, light, or heavy?
This is... I don't know. Let's, what are we feeling? So it's gonna be open. So there's not much that's built on it. Okay, so it's daytime and 70 feet away, which is near the end of the span that you're in. You'll find something on the bridge. So I'm almost done setting up the map. All I gotta do is put the water in the right place. And then there we are. And it is done. Okay, so we are here. On this side of the bridge. Spicoli's on point. Oops, that is not correct. That's a drawing. So Spicoli's on point. Wizards are far behind, a little bit behind. Kreen's a little bit in the center. Niltaor, what position are you in? Are you like in the middle, the back, or the front?
Get the back.
Okay, so you're in the back. So you're taking up the very back, yeah, even behind the wizards.
Why not here?
So, because we just arrived here. So 70 feet away is something. So, how far is 70 feet? Let's find out. Right about there. So, 70 feet away. You see that? Okay, so that's right in front of you. Never mind.
It's an open area.
This is a perception challenge. So let's see what your perception is looking like.
I think we've already all rolled.
Okay, so yeah, he rolled perception on previously, but now it's like this is the next
20.
one. So you got a 20. So it's like you're seeing that it looks like there's a ramshackle wall up ahead.
The fick?
Like the bridge is blocked. Like it wasn't here before. Last time you were through this area. So you guys all see the giant ramshackle wall. Let me check the challenge rating. Okay, so you guys all see the giant ramshackle wall. And so, Rang is like, there are many creature souls within that area, unidentified.
Fun, fun, fun. Okay, Spicoli, please try not to shoot lightning at them before we know what they want.
So
Don't
it's
worry.
Like,
I got
this area is like this area is slightly damped. Such electricity would spring to most things.
Don't worry, I got this.
Yes, so.
I summon an Allosaurus. With conjure animal.
Okay.
Who what?
A Allosaurus.
You can't summon a dinosaur because you haven't met a dinosaur.
That's with wild shape. This is conjure animals.
Same thing. It's just you're trying to conjure a spirit that you haven't
I
met.
have limits on conjure animals.
Let me see that. Because you're making my job a lot harder with these spells. Challenge rating 2 or lower. So.
An Allosaurus is a rating 2.
Okay, so. What is that going to do for us exactly?
It's a dinosaur. It's gonna
What
do
is that
damage.
going to do for us exactly? That doesn't have a... I know what an Allosaurus is.
It's basically gonna probably run down the wall.
So you would
But we
destroy
don't
this
want to-
wall immediately.
Not immediately, but preparing to.
Okay, so...
Don't summon giant creatures when we're walking up.
So pretty much the other wizard just waves his hand and you feel like your energies are being drained from you. And so it's like, so he looks at you sternly, like he walks up beside you and he looks at you, it's like, let's not try to provoke whatever's in there.
I was just conjuring an animal.
It's like, I know what you were conjuring, so I know you were going to conjure something to ram the wall down.
You can't read my mind.
It's like, can't I? So, it's like, you're thinking he can't read your mind, but you don't know this wizard, you don't know what he's capable of.
My mind's always clouded with smoke, though.
Doesn't mean he can't read it.
You can't understand it.
But he can recognize somewhat intense. He's enough of a wizard to know that you were about to do something reckless.
Fuck this wizard. Oh yeah, this is...
Yeah, he's a random wizard. I mean, he can sense magic and he can sense magical buildup. Plus, he can sense what type of spells you're using.
I think this guy's evil.
So you think. He's evil for trying to prevent you from ramming this wall down?
No, he's evil because I remember you talking about a fucking wizard and I'm medding.
He might be evil, might be not evil, you don't know. To
Let me
you,
do
he's
some-
evil because he just tried to stop your attempt, so...
Let me-
It's like, say, I would advise not getting too close to that wall.
Let me do some insight here.
I yell to the wall, hail!
Okay, so... It's like a... I should already know. So, like, he puts his hand to his face, it's like a... You're one of those type of half-elves, eh?
Why not?
It's like, there's 101 answers to that. So yeah, and insight... So your insight, you're not quite sure if he's evil or not. His intent, he's more like a rogue. He doesn't really have an intent. He does things for certain things, and you don't know when he does good or when he does evil. Okay, so anyway... So, no answer from the wall. You walk up and say hail, and there's nothing comes out. It's just the rushing of water and some creaking stone.
Oi,
Well,
I know there's someone over there. I said fucking hail!
It's like, these creatures may not communicate in your language.
God damn. I look around.
And he just starts before he can move, he starts squawking in what sounds like fish talk. Or at least merfolk talk.
Fucking knew it.
And then you see... Hold on, I gotta find it first. I forgot which challenge tier that was. There's so many things in here, so... Where the hell was it?
Three.
It's what, 3?
Yeah. I don't think 3. What?
Not in my roster.
It's 1-8.
Yeah, it's 1-8. It's not 3. It's like, aha, there you are. And... Like, they get on the wall, and you notice that there are a lot of them. I mean, how many jump on the wall? We're talking at least 12 of them are on the wall.
Fucking a dinosaur!
Yeah, so...
Okay, now that I'm within range, I start telepathically talking with one of them.
You can, oh yeah, you can understand their language because you have telepathy, so... You see 12 merfolk, like, go up to the wall. Like, they're almost like, they're weird in a way, like they're, like, peering over and they're just climbing on the wall.
I say, well, telepathically I say, hello, my name is Fedlimid Sedel. You can call me Say.
They, like, some of them start going back down the wall, like, in fact, is that all of them? So all of them start going back down the wall.
Okay.
Cthulhu called them back. He's like, back here.
Okay,
Back
so...
here. Us later.
It's like they have been recalled.
Can we just go past?
It's like, this gate has no doors. We simply must climb over the wall.
Can't I break the wall?
Who builds a wall with no gates?
It's like, so the sorcerer is right next, like, he's a mage. It's like, mage is right next to you, and it's like, they didn't exactly want visitors.
Well, I want to visit.
It's like, and that may be our undoing. They're not used to outsiders.
Shrug.
How thick is this wall?
Reasonable.
I can go through the wall.
Oh, does it involve breaking it? Because you know that there's a
No.
mage trying to stop you from breaking the wall. It's like, he's trying not to intimidate the merfolk, because you don't know how many are in this township, whatever this is. So, if
They will
it
not
comes
break
down to
it.
a fight, they'll have the numbers advantage.
I'll have the entangle advantage.
That won't stop them all. And especially since this is a bridge made of stone. Where's the nature going to come from?
I can meld into stone and then walk through.
But how does that do entangle? Entangle didn't that have to be roots and vines?
What?
Isn't entangle roots and vines? It
Yeah.
has to be nature in relation.
Would the wall be easy enough to go around?
Yeah, you have to spawn weeds and vines, but with nothing to spawn them from, you can't use that spell.
What about the obvious moss?
It's not really enough moss to make, like, massive vines come out of. Especially not enough to... It's like little bits here and there. Not enough for you to make a 20-foot area of moss.
I can just, blow them away
Okay.
with wind.
So, and pretty much the mage is going to try to stop your spells, because it's like, we're not here to kill them. At least that's what he's
you're
thinking.
the most violent druid I have ever met.
Yeah, he's a pretty violent druid.
Hey,
does he say that a
following
lot?
the
Yeah,
law of
so
nature.
pretty much Mage says that a lot. It's like, for a druid, you're actually very violent.
I'm only following the law of nature.
It's like, I think you need to reread the laws of nature.
What is the laws of nature then?
It's like, well, it has a lot to do with do no harm and be in harmony with your environment. And I don't think destroying people is in harmony with your environment.
The cycle.
It's like, but I digress. So it's like,
So would I be able to just like walk around the giant ramshackled wall?
no, he starts like the mage just starts walking up and he casts. What does he cast? There's a lot of things I could do. So he casts this.
You have to be able
Oh.
to see.
Yeah, he can somewhat because he's looking through the cracks in the wall. There are some holes in the wall.
Wow,
So he's
that's
looking at
really
where the
physical.
merfolk. It's like, is there a way in? And so the merfolk just kind of. He starts pulling some plates off the wall. It's like, oh, okay, well that's easy. So, and now the mage is kind of looking around. It's like, I don't have the upper arm strength for this, because and like he's beckoning for the rest of the party to move forward. So they're taking their cue. I don't know what Spicoli's going to do. I guess he's going to stand there.
I'm using my mage hands.
Yeah, so we're moving the. So it's pretty much there's parts that are on the wall that are able to be taken off. And so Mage is making the comments like, "See, we didn't have to destroy the wall. All we had to do was just find the way that they entered and exit." It's just
Yes,
this-
we only have to
yeah,
destroy part of the wall.
We're not destroying it. We'll put the plates back. So like
Are
he's making the
mercs-
assurance that yes, we will
That's-
put the plates back.
Are
That's
merfolk
destroying it and then
considered
fixing it.
animals?
Say what?
Are
Beasts.
merfolk?
No, it's not everything is animals.
I'm just asking,
Yeah.
because I have no idea. I've never met a merfolk.
Okay. Well, now you have. And Merfolk, no, Merfolk's not an animal. So he's removing the plates, and all of them are on guard, and they all have spears, and they're all pointed at us because they didn't expect us to walk in. So the one Merfolk, he releases control, it's because he gave him suggestion, and then he releases the control, and the next thing you know, all the Merfolk go into a defensive position. So he's the first in because he doesn't want to risk anyone else. So he's got his hands up, Mage has got his hands up. How many merfolk are in here? So I get to roll a high number, not including the ones we have. So it's actually not as many as you thought. It may look like it, but at least from the ones you see initially, that's how many merfolk there are, and they all have spears and they're all pointed at us.
I telepathically say to one, "Take me to your leader."
Okay, that just puts them on guard even more. Like now they're moving in closer with the spears.
I only did it to one.
It's like, and so like Mage looks back, it's like, let me do the talking, okay? Or you could talk to them a little bit more normally. So it's like,
Okay,
if you
so
must know, I think they think you just threatened their leader.
So basically, we're here to get a pearl that we want to buy from you.
Okay. So they don't understand what that means. It's like buy. What is buy?
Exchange something for the pearl.
So
Trade.
you hear Rang start to rattle off merfolk talk. And so they all back off. I mean, as soon as Rang is like, they all go at attention, and then they back off. And Rang speaks to you telepathically. Would you like to know what I said?
Yeah.
And
No.
No? Okay, whatever.
Can I
It's
speak
like,
with Ring?
very well, mistress.
Can I say to Ring what you say?
Okay, so you're asking
He was
Rang.
talking.
It's like, so Rang just looks at you. He does this weird bird thing where he kind of, I don't know, the weird bird walk where he has to turn around because his legs don't turn. So he has to do the weird, lift his leg and then kind of move around on Say's shoulder to point at Spicoli. It's like, I do not have liberty without permission to give away information. Non-pertinent information is at the discretion of my master. So in short, it's, without Say's permission, he's not going to give up any secrets.
Say, do you ever question things?
Sometimes. Not these sorts of things, though.
Okay, so...
But aren't you curious?
Well, yeah.
Not about this.
Yeah,
Oh, I am.
so Mage starts to walk in knowing that, maybe we might not die here. So, as you walk in deeper to the camp, you realize that was just the initial guard, and this city has quite a few merfolk, which is equivalent to, beyond the main group you saw, there's at least 26 more, and it looks like a small encampment on the bridge. So, we're talking a lot of merfolk. So this looks like somewhat of a cityscape. It's made of random pieces of material. You see wood, you see some metal. And there is merfolk of all shapes and sizes, such as, there's larger ones who look like they're hunters. They have spears to go spearfishing. You have ones that are weaving. You have, it looks like a productive city. No, it's like,
I wouldn't call it
so,
a city,
and
so
Mage is ecstatic. It's wondrous. I never would have thought something like this could happen, especially from something that's not human.
That's racist. I'm not human.
Oh, sorry. Just force of habit. Just speaking aloud.
It's fine.
So everyone's inside. The merfolk are you going to get a guide? You do get a guide, but he doesn't quite speak your language, so it's this weird. He's kind of in a hunched crouch. He walks over and he does kind of a weird bow, but he can't really bow.
Yeah, I just talked to him telepathically.
Yeah, so tell him what.
Hey, how are you? I'm Fadla Midseid House.
It's like you are the outsiders.
Only ones I can see around here.
It's like, how did you get through the wall?
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
It's like, no, not to
The giant
outsiders.
We just asked.
That's all. That's like, no, you controlled one of ours. So, he points at Mage. He performed magic. Made one of ours tell him. It's like, so Mage puts up his hands guilty. I didn't see a way for us to get in otherwise. That was non-violent.
Climbing?
Yes. It's like, and he looks at you, it's like, no, I don't want to climb this. I don't want to climb that wall.
Lazy.
It's like, do you want to climb that wall?
I could jump.
Who says I don't want to climb that wall? Anyway,
It's like,
basically, I've come here for a spell component, a rare pearl.
It doesn't have to be rare, it just has to be worth 100 gold.
So, assumably rare.
okay, so it's like, yes, such treasures are among us. But what is it you're willing to part with to have one?
What exactly did you want?
So, and he turns around, it's like, you must speak with the chief. And so he starts walking the other way. Or walking is generous. He's kind of like part sliding, part walking, part crawling. So at certain points he just gets on his belly and he just pushes himself off and slides across the ground, because the ground is kind of wet. So as you're going through, one of the things you do notice is to your south, there does look like they have some sort of submergibles or boats. They look more like tubes.
Submarines.
No,
So they have boats. So he's taking you further into the thing. And you see you don't see another end of the fortress wall inside. You encounter more merfolk, which is another 14. So this is a very large complex.
It's not even the size of a small
It's almost
town.
like a city on this bridge.
I mean, there's only 40 or so people. That's like a small village.
Yeah, it's a small village, but still, it's it's still more than you would expect on a bridge that's crumbling.
I guess.
So he's going to give you history. It's like, we were not always settlers here. It just seemed feasible. Close to the water. Very defendable.
And you can easily control trade between certain areas.
It's like, we do not control. We simply try to exist. Your intents were hostile at first.
How so?
It's like, we can sense magic. That one, so like he points to Spicoli, that one wished us harm.
Well, that one's
What do you
a little
mean?
bit
I
nice.
just blow out a bunch of smoke.
Okay, so, it's like, and Mage leans in, it's like, I think he knows what you were casting as well as I did. It's like, yes,
Just-
he was summoning magic never bodes well.
It was just an animal.
So it's like, it's like, we are here. And you see that it looks like it's a weird ramshackle building. Looks like it's got some finery on it. But they're not really ostentatious. It looks like mostly just fish bones, big creatures that have been taken. There's a couple shark heads, a couple whale bones. Just this random building made of bones and stone and wood. And so it's like, it's like, you must go in. Send only one to speak for
Does
you.
Do I count as one with my bird?
It's like, yes.
Go.
So Rang is going off, and it's like, I sense that there's a high degree of magical energy within. I advise caution.
I'm gonna turn into an eagle and fly about and examine the whole area.
Okay.
I telepathically say to Rang, you always advise caution.
It's like, rarely do you listen, but I will still advise it anyway.
Shrug. I like lift him up and down.
So, what are you expecting when you walk in?
I don't know, more bones.
Okay. Well, there's no bones. That's the good news. Like, on the inside, it looks relatively clean. Like, it's got a fearsome appearance on the outside, but on the inside, it looks very homely. So you hear some voices. And it's like, oh, another visitor. Interesting. Brother. I don't think this visitor's here for the usual things. It's like, oh, nonsense. Like, it's three voices talking. It's like, oh, nonsense. You know, maybe we should entertain them or something. I don't know. It's been a while since we've had visitors walk willy-nilly into our domain.
You know, it's rude to talk as if the person that you're talking about isn't there.
So, and so like, oh, sorry. And then you see this massive creature. Well, it's just not that massive apparently, because I forgot to format the thing. Great. I forgot to format the
A big
size.
shadow appears, but then it comes out. It's like, eep.
Yeah, eep.
Give me there.
It's like, hi,
Small
I
mouth.
am Small Dragon. I'll get there eventually.
Does he say
That's
that?
what I get for my edit. See, this always happens. Is sometimes you try and think that, oh, I got everything under in hand, but the next thing you know, it's like you don't. So, oh, this is a. Okay, so let me make that disappear because this is for dramatic effect.
Dun 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 dun
We're
dun
doing that.
dun.
So
Dun.
let's say that. Okay, let's do that again. So you had this massive creature just comes out, and you see three heads rearing up. And it's like, oh, welcome to our dominion, as you might call it.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm Fatal Mid-Sadel. You can call me Say.
So like, one of the heads goes closer. Like, you know, although you're trying to keep your distance, it's trying to move closer.
I'm
It's
not
like,
trying to keep my distance.
Okay, it's like, do not be afraid. We are not here to eat you. And rather, if we had wanted to, you would already be eaten.
Well, I'm not afraid. I doubt you could eat me in time.
It's like, that's debatable, but we should. Good thing we don't have to debate that fact.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so, like, one of the heads moving toward us, like, who are you, exactly?
I just said, Fade Limit Seidel.
It's like, yes, you've
That's what he
told us
said.
your name. Like, another head comes in, yes, you've told us your name, but what is your purpose here?
I want a specific pearl. One that I can use in an identify spell.
And so, the third head comes in, to what end?
To what end do I want it?
It's like, what is it
I
you
don't know.
try to do with this magic?
Identify things.
It's like, and so, like, the middle head shaking her head's like, you're not telling us the whole truth.
But that is the literal truth, isn't it?
You're telling us part of your truth, not all of it. What is it you're trying to identify?
Well, you didn't ask that. You said that.
No.
Okay,
And so
I
it's
try
like,
and identify...
so it's like now it's like, you're not making a very good impression.
Well... Anyway, I'm trying to identify a small stone we found on the corpse of someone.
It's like, and so like the center head laughs. It's you're identifying something you stole.
Is it stealing if it's from a corpse?
It's like, and so it's like, did it belong to you originally?
Well, it doesn't
say
belong
yes.
to me currently.
Okay, so so it's like, and so like all the heads are looking at each other. It's like, interesting point. So like, and they start debating among themselves. It's like, what if it's, So I think you just did a conundrum to the Hydra.
Anyway, conundrums aside, have you got a pearl that could be
It's
used
like,
in such a spell?
we do, but what will we get in return?
What do you ask for in return?
It's like, So like now they're it will take us some time to deliberate.
I say, well, just in case you're wondering, I'm good for gold, and if you want to send me on a
Gold is
quest,
not
I'm fine
something
for
we
that.
really need here. What is to spend out here with gold? Nothing, really.
Well, you could melt it down and turn it into something pretty.
It's like, and what will that do? We're trying to avoid adventuring types, not bring them here. So it's like, so he's looking, it's like, why do you think our walls are made of stone, our buildings made of wood? I think materials of little worth.
I thought it would just be hard to get decent materials in
And
this
so
sort of
like,
world.
he laughs, and it's like, we have merfolk along the rivers. How will it be hard to get materials? No.
Okay.